Welcome, welcome, welcome to 2022. We made it. Glad to have you here. I can't believe how quick the time goes. You're probably much the same. We made it through a really, really difficult year. I hope you've had a good year. If you haven't had a good year, I hope that you have a really good year. This one, and remember, you are in control of it pretty much with this stuff, okay? So, what I'm going to do, what I thought I would do to start the new year off, is actually give you a 5 day quick start and a 30-day challenge, which is coming up, okay? Don't like, I know that sounds a bit confusing, but basically, the 5 day quick start is the absolute essentials that you need to have in place, and the 30-day course will be free, and it will actually be showing myself getting a sale with a site within 30 days. So if you want a refresher and if you want to go through that with me and follow along and do exactly the same thing and start making sales, you're very welcome. Do subscribe to the channel so you get updates and you get notifications. But that's to come this week. So the 5 day quick start will start this week, and I'll just give you the things that you have to have in place. What I want to do in this video is say Happy New Year. So Happy New Year and all the best for 2022. And I'm just going to talk about in this video as sort of an introduction the main must-haves that you need with the Google changes. Now let me be really clear before we get into it. If you've currently got sites out there, you don't need to go and rehaul your sites or change any of the content. Here's the thing to remember: if you've got sites out there, always look at your stats and take the information from there. It's not down to having masses of content on your site. I've built sites that have very little content that do really well, and then I've built sites where I've spent a lot of time on them and they haven't done much at all. Same with ClickBank products and so on. So remember, with this stuff, you do have to go off your stats, looking at your stats, improving your click-through rate, and basically working through that. I will cover that in the 30-day course as well for a refresher. Now, let me tell you the must-haves that you need to have in place for 2022 with niche sites, specifically Amazon sites. Also, in the link underneath this video, just really quickly, do check out the Get the Edge webinar. You'll find it below. I won't make this into a sales pitch or anything like that, but if you really want the edge, you need to have that webinar. And what I'll do for anyone that gets the webinar, so you'll find it in the link below, the webinar will give you step-by-step instructions on how to beat the Google review update. It will also give you the templates that you need, and it will also give you exactly how to write your product review in line with the new Google review update and the things that you need to add in. But I'll guide you through it step by step in the webinar, so do check that out. It will really help you. What I'm also going to offer you as a bonus for the new year is, if you get that webinar, you will also get the course that I'm going to release with the 5-day quick start and the 30-day case study that I've got coming up. So there'll be a course link to that, brand new for 2022. You will get it for free as long as you've got the webinar. The cool thing about the webinar is it's all totally ready for you to go through. 50% discount in place now. Do check out this video and it will just guide you through it, how to beat the Google review. And that's what the webinar talks about. So if you want to have a huge edge, that's why I've called it Get the Edge. It will literally give you that. It will give you the edge. It will give you a webinar that you can go through, and you won't have to worry. While everyone's scurrying about trying to beat the Google review update, you'll know exactly how to do it. Do check it out. It will really help, and it's ridiculously inexpensive as well, and you'll get those extra courses. What I'm going to do now is just give you some content now that will help, and I'll give you the main things. If you don't get the webinar and you just want some free stuff, these are the main things that you want to focus on, and it will give you a huge edge in 2022. And then if you want the extra stuff and to go more in depth into it step by step, do check out the webinar. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, first, and I speak about all this stuff on the webinar, so if anything's confusing or not clear, do get that webinar. If you're not happy, I will refund you on the webinar. I think it will really help you. Okay, so the first thing that you want to have in 2022 when building your niche sites is the niche. And what I recommend that you focus more on, or I shouldn't say more on really, what I think you should focus your sites on more in 2022 is the actual niche and why people are buying. So one of the ways that you can get around the Google review update is you can actually build your sites in a niche where people are buying things based on what they need them for. Okay, so think about this like tools. If you're buying a drill set, compact drill set, there'll be some reason that you're buying them. Okay, I've got an example here for you, so I'll just show you this. If you're buying TVs, now there will be a lot of people that buy TVs off type, which is absolutely fine. Like 4K TVs and 3D TVs and so on. But one of the ways that you can get the edge with the Google review update is to think about the usage that people will also be searching for. And one of an easy way to do this is when I looked at Ubersuggest. Here you've got TVs for gaming. Okay, so people are buying TVs just for gaming. 12,100 people typing that in a month just for gaming. So TVs for gaming. You've also got other phrases like TVs for sports, best TVs for sports, best TVs for sound, best TVs for picture, best TVs for movies, best TVs for clarity, and so on. And people are buying for these reasons, and what you can do is set your site up where you showcase the top products for that specific usage. So that's a huge thing. I hope that makes sense. Another way that you can actually find phrases for this is to go to Google. So here we go, TVs for gaming. And you can run this through your keyword tool and check the searches and so on, but it's a really great way of, look, here we go. And you can see the other things that they're searching for. Look, 120 hertz, a fast refresh rate, that sort of thing that people, you could even order the TVs in this case with the different refresh rate. So buy TVs by refresh rate, or fastest refresh rate, or TVs for gaming. The other ones, here we go. Whoops. TVs for sports, or best TVs for sports and video games, and you can do it that. The main thing that I'm trying to impart here, look, here we go. So a review site straight away, right at the top. The main thing I'm trying to impart is one way that you can get around the Google review update is to think about the usage of products. Another thing that you want to have in place with your reviews, again, don't go and change all your reviews that you've written out. It won't help your site at all, and it won't matter as long as you've got the reviews on there. One of the things that I would say to put on your actual reviews is, okay, so a couple of things that you want to add in and focus on is comparison will be a big thing. I've got some stuff helping with that and different plugins you can use for comparison. That's going to be a big thing. Insight into the product. Now what I mean by that is using insight, if you can, where you actually get you can embed YouTube videos, you can search for something specific about the product. You're basically wanting to add some knowledge that people can't get anywhere else to your site. You can embed YouTube videos, you can check out Reddit posts. It does require more research. I talk about this extensively in the webinar below, so if you want that help, that will really help. But just to say, you're just researching the web and you're not copying anyone's work, but you can embed those YouTube videos and you can basically get you want real insight, performance based and so on. The more you can do that, the better. And another thing to focus on, almost like what we've been talking about, is the usage. So here with the zero turn mowers, people will buy a zero turn mower based on their needs. Okay, so you can see here how I've put considerations when shopping for a zero turn mower to use at home. You could also have comparisons, you can also have things like that. So these are all good things that you can add in that will make sure you have got you're basically helping people based on the main reasons that they're buying. So a quick recap is more comparisons, I'll be showing you how to do this, more insight that people can't get anywhere else ideally, and then usage. Another thing to focus on, which is the same as any year but really big thing that you need to focus on, is I'll show you. Okay, so here's the zero turn mower stats. One thing that you need to focus on is your call to actions. Now, call to actions is any banner that you have on the site going through. The way you work out your click-through rate is obviously, it tells you, but you want to make sure, obviously it's only telling people that come through to you on Google. If you're not getting clicks through to Amazon on your site and you're getting traffic, impressions and clicks, then one of the things that you can do is go to pages here. You can find your top pages, okay, the pages that are getting the most clicks, and make sure that that page is optimized for click-throughs. Don't put loads of banners on there, but you basically want to focus on your click-through rate. Make sure that you do that. This is something that you do further down the line anyway, but I thought I would include it. The other thing as well is obviously being able to read your stats, being able to read your impressions. I cover this in courses, but I will cover it for 2022 as well. That's another thing. And look at the clicks and the impressions, and look at you're just going forward. So not everybody will click through to Amazon, but if you build like that, you're going to get a site that's going to rank easier, and you're going to have a real edge in 2022. So if you want to join me for the webinar, do check it out through the link below. Check out the video, it will really help. I think you'll love it, and it will go more into detail about these things. If you're just taking what I've said, here's a quick recap. Niche focus on usage, content focus on comparison, real insight and the different usage, the different reasons people buy, and focus on your call to action and stats. Make sure that you know how to read them. Thirdly, do subscribe to the channel. I've got a 5-day quick start and a 30-day case study from scratch coming. 30-day case study will be cool because I'll show you sales within 30 days and how quickly you can do it without going mad and writing loads and loads of content. I'll show you exactly how to do it, and you'll be able to see for yourself. So come and join me, subscribe to the channel, get the webinar, and Happy New Year. Let's have a good one, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.